right? Trader cap. Just get straight into it. So higher time frame, what do we see, right? Higher time frame, obviously in a crazy bullish trend, just pushing all-time highs, pushing all-time highs. But the first thing I see before open is I see that we are trading decently lower than this 4-hour gap. We're trading heavily below it. We got a really big close on it. And it becomes more clear in the hourly that we're kind of treating these imbalances like they're not there and we're just using them to fill and not as rejection. And also we kind of had this LR leading towards this hourly gap above that we kind of just leave as a breakaway gap and we keep on moving lower. So my initial thought from here was the market doesn't really have any key levels to reject from down here except for this hourly intermediate low and these relative equal lows down here, right? So the idea of today was I was just looking for continuation shorts off of any condition that I saw before open. And overall, I want to see the market hit this 4-hour intermediate low because this is just a really big obvious gap that I want to see the market hit to, overall move up. So the idea was I'm still overall bullish, right? But since the market is disrespecting these imbalances here, the idea is, okay, the market wants to go grab more significant liquidity downwards. What do we have downwards that is significant? We have this big open obvious 4-hour gap. So what I want to see the market hit that 4-hour intermediate low, sweep it out, get a bullish reaction, and then overall return back to all-time highs. So condition-wise, what do we have? So before market open, we end up opening up this 15-minute gap. This is a perfect condition. It's not sponsored, and it is defending low resistance liquidity and an unmitigated gap. But still, like, especially with this bullish displacement, like, this is not like a 40-point move. This is a 161-point move, right? Like, this is a higher time frame swing move down. So obviously, I'm confident in like using this gap as my condition, even though it's defending this low resistance because of the size and magnitude of this move down, right? Obviously, the market wants to go grab some liquidity lower. So let's just get straight into open. Open was a little bit weird today. ES kind of just stayed chopping in this little range. Like if I move over to ES, you can see here at market open, ES is just kind of chopping right here in this little range, slowly moving up, slowly moving up, slowly moving up. And NQ, completely different story, right? We're just kind of moving up. We end up, you could call this like a data high. There was Trump news right here, so you could call this data high. I didn't call it a data high in the moment, but this is where I ended up taking my trade, right? So what do we do? Open, we move higher towards our gap, and pretty much my idea open was I want to see an open high, just kind of low close towards here. And I wanted to kind of time price. Also, my other scenario was we end up just trading inside this 15. We get some sort of internal structure, which is exactly what happened today. We got A plus structure in here. So let me just play out price. So we end up moving up, and then we get our 945 open right here. So let's mark this out. 945 open. We have our 945 opening price. 9. Oh my god, dude. I'm actually a drone. 945. Why is this significant? This is a higher time frame candle opening. So what we want to see is we want to see 945 manipulate this 15-minute intermediate high, right? Because we did not inverse this 15-minute gap. If I show you here, we did not inverse this 15-minute gap. We printed this wick inside of it. This is now a 15-minute intermediate high, so this is a higher time frame key level. And we're pretty much looking for 10-15 to deliver us up here and then get some sort of internal structure towards the downside. But also at the same time, what do we see, right? We see price start to accumulate, and we're about to have an AMD structure timed with time, right? Now we're just looking for a manipulation of this internal high, and then we're trying to catch our distribution down towards draws lower. So what happens next? Well, we see price come up, take out the intermediate high, and then we get our 1-minute inversion right here. Now, why did I fade this 1-minute inversion? And this is a very, very like crucial concept you need to use every single day in your trading. When you're trading correlated pairs like ES and Nasdaq, both indexes have to be in a spot to distribute. Because in this scenario, let's see the candle. It's 947. The exact same candle on ES, 947, actually edged this 15-minute gap on ES. It edged the 15-minute gap. And then what do we see the next candle? It creates equal highs with the 15-minute gap, making this 1-minute inversion extremely low probability because it gives price a reason to come out, stop you out, remanipulate this high, and then move down lower. So what do? I just simply wait, and I'm like, I'm going to move down to the lower time frames, right? Because obviously there's a high chance that we get some sort of SMT with ES trading a little bit closer to that 15-minute and NQ trading all the way down here after this 1-minute inversion. So what do we get, right? Boom. Next candle, we at 950, ES ends up mitigating this 15-minute gap. What does this mean? We have an SMT with this intermediate high, right? We have an SMT with this intermediate high. Put in that SMT. I do not have my trade C open. I did not think of this before. There was a 15-second inversion right here. I'm sure you've seen people take it today. 15-second inversion, and I just entered in right here, ran my stop above this intermediate high, and just take profit at a 1-to-1 RR, kind of just targeting this 945 price right here, this opening price. And for draws lower, we also had this 5-minute gap down here. And then, of course, you know, the AM low and the relative equal lows and all that fun stuff. So that's kind of the idea behind the trade. So overall, the checklist for the trade was we had an AMD model, we had our accumulation, manipulation, timed with our higher time frame narrative, timed with a key higher time frame candle open, manipulating out this intermediate high. We have true manipulation when ES comes up, mitigates its 15-minute gap, puts in an SMT with our intermediate high key level. We then get an inversion confirming that this is our distribution leg towards the downside, and we're pretty much just in this trade from here on out. And take profit hit extremely fast in one single candle. Great trade. I just targeted my piece of the pie because honestly, after we retraced this far in the 15-minute, I was not extremely confident anymore in us moving all the way down to maybe here like a 200-point mood. I was maybe a little bit more confident in us maybe moving down to this 5-minute, coming back up, taking this out, and then moving lower. So that is my trade for the day. That is exactly how I assaulted Nasdaq today, and pretty A plus PO3 setup. So yeah.